So if you've clicked on this video, there's either one of two things that are happening. Firstly, you've got a van, a few things are going wrong, and you just don't know the best way to deal with them. Or secondly, you haven't got a van yet, and you just want to see if it's worth it, or if there's anything you can prevent to stop bad things from happening. But there is a third thing. Either you're just wanting to wallow in someone else's pain. Well, you're welcome to. Keep watching.
So van life, how it's portrayed across social media is an amazing thing. It looks so great, it looks so wonderful. There's all these young couples out there, they go to all these amazing places, they have these fantastic park-ups, and they walk around in bikinis all the time, and they live their lives how we wish we could live our lives as well. Sometimes it's like that. I obviously don't walk around in a bikini myself, but you know, whatever floats your boat for some people. But what I'm saying is it can be beautiful. You can wake up to some absolutely stunning sunrises. There's some beautiful park-ups, but there is nitty-gritty moments. And they're the times when you have breakdowns, when you have toilet failures, when you have plumbing failures, when the roof leaks, all sorts of things that go on. And we're going to share with you now some of those stories that we've had over the last 2 years and bring you some new tips and hints to hopefully so you can avoid those things happening to you.
As you saw from the start of the video, we are sitting in a nice day area at the moment. Now, one of the things that is difficult with living in your van is where to sleep at night. Now, this area that we're at the moment is just a day area. We can't camp here, and you'll find when you go around lots of different areas, you'll see weird and wonderful signs, like the one that's just here. I'm not sure why you'd bring an ox here, but you know, each their own. Especially in Queensland, as we're not allowed to actually sleep in our cars whatsoever. So how do we beat this? Now, something that people don't actually think about is house sitting. Now, we have lined up some house sits to do, as well as staying at campsites, dog-friendly campsites, might I add. And house sitting actually gives us that freedom. So if we want to sleep in the van on the front lawn, we can. If we want to sleep in the van on their property at somewhere else and make our own little area, we can also do that depending on the size of the property. But we also will have dogs to look after and the house to look after as well. But it's something to think about if you haven't already, and it's not something that's really thought about in the community for van life. But yeah, besides that, we will stay at Hip Camps, which is a site here in Australia. I think it's in other countries as well, is it?
Not sure.
But it's somewhere that people offer their property and for campers or van lifers to stay in for a small fee, and it's usually a lot cheaper than actual campsites, and you're not in with 1,000 people either. It's usually sometimes it's just one campsite there. Like we went to Stoker's Siding maybe 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. That was absolutely amazing, and it wasn't very expensive at all. So something to think about. Getting back to house sitting though, it's actually a mutual benefit for you and the house sittee or the house owner. So when we were doing our van build, we asked the owners if it was okay to work on our van there. If you need somewhere to work on your van and the place that you're house sitting has a shed, like we were very, very lucky to stumble upon, or the place that we're at the moment has just a driveway, and we asked if we can work in our van, and that was also accepted. But it's also a place to spread out. There's washing machine, you can wash your clothes, have a nice shower, and just have a break from staying in your is it 20 square feet? What size is our vans? 20 square feet?
It's a long wheelbase
I think
Sprinter.
so.
It's a bit bigger.
It's a long wheelbase Sprinter anyway. It's small. I know. I can hear you. You're not confident with house sitting. You don't have the money for a hip camp or a caravan park. Well, there is another option. There is stealth camping. So with stealth camping, you really need to have a van that's, you don't have everything hanging out of the van, you don't have things strapped to the sides, and you certainly can't open the doors and put your awning out and put your chairs out. But what you can do is sleep for free. So what you need to do is, when you're enjoying a day area like this, head off late at night, about when you're about to go to bed, put up your blinds, head to a suburban street, industrial area, thank you. I've got some help here behind the camera. head to an industrial area and drive up slowly, park, turn off the light, go to bed. Voila, you've got a campsite. But the rules can be different in different parts of the world, so make sure you check to make sure this is allowed, and also check in everywhere basically, that there's no camping signs about, and there might be about in your area. So as long as there's no camping signs and the place is quiet, it's the best thing to do if you want to camp for free.
So another thing everyone loves to talk about is toilets. Now, the experiences we've had with our toilet has been fun over the years. One of the things that we didn't tell you, we got this, was it Dometic toilet?
Well, we have a Dometic toilet now.
Yeah, we've got the little...
Oh, it's a Thetford, is it?
A Thetford one with the electric flush, because we're posh. No one told us, because the toilet we had before was just one went into a tank and it just vented normally. No one told us the Thetford ones are actually airtight until you go from...
I was wondering where you were going with this story.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I researched it. It's actually quite a common problem. If you start off, say here, where we are at sea level, and it's sealed up, and then you go for a nice little journey up into the mountains, and you go up to an elevation of, say, 1,000 metres above sea level, we found, and I found to my maximum distress here, I'd used the toilet and went to flush it, and the air pressure had built up inside, and I was showered.
I think the idea is to open it first before you pee.
Yes, so the hint and the tip for that one is just crack it a little bit so the air can get in and out when you're going up high. Also with that and waste as well, we used to have a grey tank at the back, and when we went down mountains, if the grey tank was full, because unlike a house, you know, it's always level, the water goes to the lowest area. We were going down a mountain and we're like that, grey tank was here, shower was here, and you can imagine what happened. We ended up having half the grey tank all over the floor and flowing out the doorway and everything. It was a complete nightmare. So if you've got that sort of system, just remember, empty your grey tank before you go down anything, or up anything still.
Or plug it.
Or plug it up. Yeah, we've got a little plug in ours now just to make sure that doesn't happen. But we've actually got the tank right underneath the shower now, so it can't actually pressurise from the back of the van to the front of the van.
One thing I can't say enough about in van life is hooks. We have them everywhere. Well, we will have them everywhere. Well, as you know, we've only just rebuilt our van, so we're still trying to put things back together. But we do have these hooks in our bathroom that were already done, and they are a lifesaver, not only for wet towels, but also for the big coats and stuff. So if we're out in the snow, I wish, out in the snow or heavy rain, we just hang our coats up and put the diesel heater on if it's cold enough, and that will help a lot with humidity.
And we also pop the extractor fan on so it sucks out all the damp air.
So at night you still will get condensation build up as you're breathing out all that hot air and the difference in temperature. So what we've discovered is a little thing called the Karcher. So it's battery powered, is it?
Yeah. Why don't you just turn the camera around and I'll show you exactly what we're on about. Now you may seen some of the famous YouTube channels, I'll do some shameless B-roll here of them, using this item. So that's Karcher, it's a window vac. And literally you just wipe the windows and have the vac going at the same time, and it collects all the moisture in this little handy bottle which you pop out and you throw it out the window. Because we used to use towels, tea towels, anything, or paper towels to wipe off the condensation, which is great, but you're still keeping the water inside the van.
And you also got wet towel to deal with.
You also got wet towel to deal with. You can dry out, so then you get more condensation. It's a vicious cycle. These things are about $120 here, so about £60 England.
Lifesaver.
They are a lifesaver. They are rechargeable. They work really, really well. They come with a set of different attachments and also like a little Windows quick cleaning sponge thing as well with a squirty. So really, really handy, and I couldn't recommend this thing more. Really useful.
Link below.
Yeah, we're not sponsored. Another big worry is when things go wrong in your van. What do? It's your house, it's your home. Obviously you're going to get strange mechanical problems happen every now and again, and you're going to have to take the van off road. This is also a good reason to do house
Try
sitting.
not to spend $4,000 on it.
Try not to spend $4,000 on the service, but you know, we were putting off a lot of things, and we temporarily fixed a lot of stuff, and it got to a point where it was like, no, this all needs to be fixed. just general things, general day-to-day life. It's van build stuff doesn't last as long as it would in a normal house, because you're moving around all the time. There's the vibration, things come loose, things break, things snap, things wear out. That is just van life. So to combat that, I would suggest that you have a minimum toolkit, just like maybe a tube of silicone for those accidental times when you're going to have a leaky window, a leaky pipe or something like that. Silicone will get you out of trouble quite quickly. You just smear it on and hopefully it'll just hold, and that'll get you to where you need to be, you know, when you can actually make it a more permanent fix. Another one I would say, cable ties, invaluable.
Oh, yeah. Cable
ties will help you out. They will strap things back on that are broken and get you where you need to go.
Yeah, cable ties are so cool.
As an insulation tape, basic tools. You can get a small toolkit from, say, like Bunnings. They do like a homemaker toolkit, they call it. It's just for a home maintenance one. You usually get a hammer, screwdriver, knife, tape measure, just those little things that will get you out of trouble. You don't need to get an expensive mechanics kit and drag around 300 kilos worth of tools.
Not like my husband.
I am trying to pare down here.
He does a good job.
I am trying to pare down, so just get a basic toolkit, have it on hand. It will save you a lot of hassle and worries. The amount of times I've had people come up to me in campsites and ask to borrow a screwdriver, or have you got some tape, or do you have a cable tie? It does happen a lot, and that would help you out a lot, even if you have no idea what you're doing, because some people just aren't that way inclined. Someone might come over and help, and they might say, have you got a screwdriver? And you go, yes, I do, and that will help you out. I've actually got to a point where we were moving the van one day and the turbo pipe popped off. It was just a Jubilee clip. I didn't have any screwdrivers on me at the time, so I actually put it back together with a butter knife. That was just real MacGyver stuff there. So, and I really missed my tools, so I made sure I always carry a basic set of tools in the van at all times.
So who recognises these guys? Happens to the best of us. If you don't have good latches on your van, you're gonna lose a lot of stuff. So this has happened to us with our old build. So what happened was I think it was the
larder broke.
The larder.
The larder. The pantry.
The pantry for Aussies, the larder for UK. So that door came open and it was the worst drawer. Guess what spilled on the floor? Oil. I don't think we were unlucky enough to have the Worcestershire sauce go everywhere, but it was oil, went all over the mat, ruined the mat, had to chuck it out. Yeah, it's really, really important to have latches all over your van for all your cupboards. We do use RV Labs. We're still testing them out. We have a little bit fiddly at the moment. I think it's just a little bit adjusting on our part.
We also combine them with magnets as well, just to make sure that things don't accidentally fly open if the latch fails.
We haven't got magnets on ours.
The cupboard above you.
Oh yeah, we have magnets as well. Magnets. Yeah, we do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still paranoid to this day that my pantry is going to fly open.
We still do have the odd drawer pop open when we're doing tight corners or bumpy roads.
Yeah, like on the way here actually, this morning, our top drawer flew open, but we did latch it before we left. But because your van's moving, it does...
Everything does
pop
flex.
out. So yeah, do the best you can. I think we actually might have a good idea. You just give me a good idea. We might put magnets. I want you to put magnets on all the cupboards as well as a safety.
I can do that. Yeah, that's really easy. It's simple and cheap.
Yeah.
When it comes to finding water, it can be an issue sometimes, especially in remote areas. We do find that if you actually do find a tap somewhere, it doesn't usually have a handle on it or a tap handle. So we've got one of these little things here. It's a universal tap key. You can get them at most DIY stores, and that will get you out of trouble most times. But also, you can't really guarantee the quality of water. So we always use an inline filter when we fill up our tanks, and also we will filter the water inside the van as well if we're going to drink it. When it comes to water elsewhere for washing up and doing dishes and making tea, we're going to boil it anyway, so it's not going to be an issue there.
So what we do is we clip on this filter on the actual hose while we're filling it into the tank, and then we've got an actual permanent filtration
It's
system.
a double
on the
filtration
van.
system
Yeah,
inside.
So it filters when it goes in,
Yeah.
but it also filters coming out. And I think they're different filters, aren't they? There's a black.
You can get different filters. You can
Yeah.
get charcoal filters, heavy water
I think
filters.
that's what we've got in coming
heavy
out.
water filters? No, water's not heavy. We're not doing plutonium or anything like that. Heavy metals filter for the water, so it gets out all the chlorine. You can get chlorine ones as well. So it's quite extensive. You just plan it how you need to plan it for yourself.
Yeah, we got advice from a Bunnings worker actually, because we weren't sure ourselves. So just ask them. They'll help
Yeah.
you.
And you switch out these filters periodically, probably every 6 months, or depend. And the inline filters, I think it's probably every 6 months as well. It depends how much you fill up your tank.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode, and I hope it helps you in the future. I hope it was something different too, some different tips. With some of the same we've heard before.
It's a lot of channels do the same thing, and we try to, we don't mind doing a little bit of the same thing, but this isn't exhaustive. There is many other problems that we haven't covered.
Actually, I thought of one thing about batteries we didn't mention.
Anyway,
this is part 1.
that's for another time. No, it's not part 1. But thank you for watching. Thank you for getting all the way through. Thank you for being there for us and supporting us. And please subscribe.
Please subscribe if you haven't already, and
Always leave a comment.
so you didn't know how to do the subscribe bit.
I know, because it's the other way around. If you'd like a sticker, send us a message. We'll send you a sticker for free, wherever in the world you are. If you want to do a sticker swap with us, we would love to put your sticker on our door in our uncut episodes.
Which will be coming. Actually, probably out now.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a break. Anyway, we will see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.